I guess I want to talk about the summary of Jamaica because it's coming to an end now, this trip, and I feel like I've learnt a lot. And most of it I've already said on camera anyway, so I'm not going to rehash a lot of it. What I do want to talk about today is I feel like through traveling, you make so many connections, and a lot of them you will never speak to again. Hello, welcome back to Park Your Thoughts, a place to park your thoughts, and hopefully you will understand them. And today, I want to talk about connections, making connections, especially while traveling, because I feel like those connections you meet when you're on holiday, they can really shift your mind. There's been so many times where I have a frivolous conversation, nothing of substance, but then it gets my brain working in ways because I have to present myself in a certain way. Not in like a show off way. I have to present myself in a digestible way so that people can understand me. Something that can sum me up and get across my personality in a simple way. The more I started to realize what I was doing was fake, the less I started to portray myself in certain ways. And I started to introduce me in my base self. And then once I started to do that, I started to draw more characters into my life. The more I had conversations with people, the more I started to realize my worth and my character. I started to build up me more. The love that I had for myself was so strong because I kept on going into scenarios and just being me. And the results I was getting from these people were just genuine love. It kind of got to a point where I was like, if these people that I don't even know that I've met for the first time now are receiving my energy and loving it, why can't I then look at myself, receive my own energy, and love it just as much? And most of these people I never even spoke to again. They were one-time conversations. And that leads me to the point, some of the best conversations that you can have in this lifetime, you may never ever have it again. You may never even speak to the person again. You may need to cross paths with these people again, but the one time you did cross this path with this person, it's left you in such a deep thinking mode. But sometimes that's all you need is one conversation to change your mind, one conversation to shift the way how you perceive yourself and how you think you're perceived by others. It takes so much to establish a connection, but just having a simple conversation can change so much in your life. Traveling, like I said before, it's really helped me understand a lot more about this world, a lot more about me, a lot more about my culture, the world in general. You get to see different characters, you get to see different people, and it helps you just build what you want in your life and the characters that you can draw into your lifetime. This is kind of off topic but on topic at the same time. I used to have so many crushes on girls, and I never understood why. Me just having a crush, this high school crush. The more I look back and I realized that they weren't actually crushes that I had. I just liked that one characteristic about them, and I knew that I wanted that in a partner, but I never understood that, so I thought I liked the person in general. I thought I liked the person full stop, but understanding that actually no, that's just a characteristic that you want within a partner has helped me understand a lot more about myself. Because I even carried that behavior into adulthood. I had so many small crushes that I thought that I wanted to pursue, but then once I realized, no, actually, I like that part of you, and I want to have that characteristic in my partner later on in life. I think that's why my understanding of love as well has been so skewed. I thought I gave my way in my love so easily, whereas I actually didn't. I was just giving away what I thought was a sense of love. Going through different parishes and traveling around Jamaica has actually shown me the many different sides of Jamaica. And me being in Montego Bay currently, it's kind of shown me the more touristy side of Jamaica. I feel like the Jamaicans here that I'm meeting are more open, they more want to have conversations. They're also trying to sell you something, of course, because that's how they live. That's what they've got to do to survive around here, is, to sell to tourists. But it seems a lot more open and a lot more outreaching And also the tourists that you meet here as well are the exact same way because they're on holiday. They want to be more extroverted. They're their brightest selves. So you get to meet a lot of interesting characters out here. And the conversations that I've had out here as well have been really enlightful. One guy actually said to me, this is actually back in Port Antonio actually, so it kind of contradicts my point a little bit. I'm going to abbreviate what he said. It was, if you're not trying, you've definitely already failed. Don't let your overthinking stop you from trying new things. Because once you overthink yourself into not doing it, you've already failed. So always try no matter what. And if you fail while trying, then you haven't really failed because you already know how to move on with the next iteration of it. It's quite loud here, so I might have to change angle real quick. You'll fail 100% of the time if you never try. Whereas if you do try, you might fail, but at least you'll learn. It will help you understand a lot more about the process and about what you're doing. If you do not try, then you're really adopting a failure's mindset. So when it comes to traveling and me talking to people, I'll always try to make a connection. When it comes to talking in general, not just on holiday and not just in special circumstances, I'll always try to make connections. I'll always try to talk to people. If they reject me, so be it. It's whatever. Rejection therapy, as they call it. When it comes to talking to a gal, like, yeah, I might get rejected. So what? I'll just move on to the next one. Like, maybe not even to the next one. I'll just take the L and move on. Who knows? That rejection might, I don't know, give me some sort of insight on myself and what maybe I need to fix up on. Who knows? Who knows? But I guess what my point is that rejection and failure isn't something to fear. It's always something to learn from, and at least you tried. Like, don't be scared of trying. I think the last thing I want to end this on, because it's meant to be a quick one. While being in Jamaica, I've observed a lot of people while being here and how they look. And I feel like I could name about 30 different countries of different people that are supposed to be Jamaican. And I guess the more history that you learn about Jamaica, the more you start to realize that this place is so diverse, but because of the slave trade, you have so many different ethnicities here. I feel like I see a lot of different Africans around here. Chinese as well is a massive part of Jamaica. Indian, and many different other cultures as well. And of course they'll say that they're Jamaicans themselves, and 100% they are. It's just so cool seeing it in real life. It's like a full circle, because I come from London where I'm constantly surrounded by diversity. Then I come to Jamaica on holiday where I'm surrounded by a constant diversity. I feel like I come from a culture where so many different things have been taken from different cultures, and if they've made it into their own thing. I'm that way as well. I feel like I learn so many different things. I take on so many different things. I adapt, I change. I guess a summary of all what I'm trying to say is, it's so cool growing up in a diverse part of London, then being from a country where they're so diverse themselves. I feel like I understand me a lot more. I feel like my diversity comes from the fact that I'm diverse myself, and I love that. I feel like so many cultures have made me who I am, and I love that. I'm a melting pot of people. And I think they call Jamaica the land of the many. And that's so true. Yeah. Love you guys. Bye.